Okay, I'm not really ready for this, but I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. I'm Verde Robusto. This is the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on YouTube and Facebook and the Akashic Records. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your comments, all your comments, and your love and support. And thank you for just people that keep coming back and who tell me, well, I'm finally getting it. Thank you for explaining it a little bit better, or making it so it's not as painful to have to figure out. And especially if you're from the Facebook page, that especially recently, I have been posting this same type of I don't want to say instructions, but same type of how to read the Schumann periodically, regularly, pretty much as I've been posting the updates of the spectrograph and the dependencies. I've been pretty much including that as well. I think it's going to be a regular thing, and I've been updating it and adding and kind of subtracting and kind of making, as I collect bits and pieces from here and there, I try and make it a homogeneous whole, and it's still a work in progress. So thank you all for sticking with that. All right, so I'm here in the basement, and my throat can get a little bit kind of congested. Okay, cleared my throat, set my timer. We are live. Okay, so I think before I get into this article here, I had kind of lost track of this in amongst all my browser stuff here. And this is a wonderful capture here. You can see all the stuff I have kind of scrolled up here, all this wonderful stuff. What I'd like to do with people before I get into this, the lesson for the day, is I want to consider two things with people. One, I want to do a live stream, Q&A live stream directly, where you can, I'll go through the chat and I will address whatever questions people have, crazy, wacky questions people have about the Schumann. So live stream is the first thing. And the second thing is holding like a Zoom meeting. I like the first option because it's here, but I want to, kind of have a paid thing where people can, pay money and get a dedicated hour of whatever question you may have specifically for me, or 2 hours. Whereas on YouTube with the live stream, I guess if I get 6 people, then y'all can get a bunch of time. But, it's just something to consider, that I want to start offering some actual classes, and not just a Q&A, but really start giving people the fundamentals of a lot of this stuff that is, to me, it's some of the most basic stuff that you need to know, but to other people it's advanced, highly advanced, like when we talk about the modes. And there is even the case of, well, I'm learning about some stuff as well, and so by me having proteges, students, that it kind of pushes me to learn a little bit more as well, which benefits you, okay? So I do have the Patreon account, which I got $5 on, and I would also like to offer some things over there for people as well. And this is a great example. What I have up here is a great Patreon worth discussion of the whole issue of what's on the what's on the screen here. This is a great example. Hold on, I gotta clear my throat again. Okay, I'm back. All right, so onto the text. All right, so I am not going to read this in its entirety. It's longish at 33 pages. I'm not going to read this whole thing. You can feel free to go over there yourself. There's one, I'm going to read the abstract. Okay, and all these things, I just generally post the abstract. And in a lot of cases, that may be the most significant thing you understand of it is the abstract. And as I go through these, and I've gone through a lot of these, as you go through them, you kind of, you look through the abstract, and if you can understand the better part of the abstract and have followed through it, the narrative of what they're stringing together for you, rah, go, hip hop over there and check it out. However, if there's a bunch of math and equations and funny squiggly stuff in there that I can't identify, like, all right, that's enough. I'm not wasting my time with any of the rest of it. I already got this kind of figured out here. All right, so that's kind of, and if you can make it through the title and you can understand the heading, if you can understand the majority of what's the words that are there, and you're good, like here, geomatics, right? I generally understand that. Natural hazards, all right, and risk A, okay, all right, risk A, they'll figure that out in the study. Study of correlation between seismicity and mental health. All right, I got 90% of that. Crete, 2008 to 2010. All right, so it's fairly recent. Okay, so we're back. All right. Okay, so right, we got the we can understand this. Over here, Stavros Bellonianis, okay, Aristotle, University of Thessalonica, Emeritus, and it says Stavros J. Balionius is Emeritus Professor of Neurology at Aristotelian University, Thessalonica, Greece. Research on blood-brain barrier in dementias and demyelinating, I butchered that, diseases, mitochondria, and Alzheimer's diseases. And okay, I'm not going more, but you got this. This guy's got some stuff going on there. All right. Okay, so this is from, I just read the title. I want to give all the credits here where it's due. Leave it on the screen for a second. And that way you can kind of see it yourself. All right, so, it's not just this guy, Bellonianis. Apologies to his name. You can see his geomatics. There's the journal there. Details, it's on, there you go, the August 2013 at 3:05. All right, so for any of you numerically inclined with synchronicities, there you go. I'm going to put this up on the screen for a minute, blah, blah, blah. Please scroll down. Yeah, we're doing that right now. Ding. There's our proper information. Okay, all right. So we are going to read this here. And again, this was actually one of the Wages World's live streams that he was doing. I had wanted to put this up as a link. I couldn't find it, and I was looking forever for the damn thing. Couldn't find it. Finally, I did, and so I was like, okay, I'm making this as a video, and that way we all can benefit from this. And pardon me, sorry about that. And so hopefully this won't be too long of a video. All right, so like I said, I'm reading the abstract, and I'm leaving this up on the screen. I'm not even beginning to read any of those people and their credentials. All right, so no apologies to them. All right, so I'm going to read the abstract, and then I'm going to scroll down. Now, the thing about a lot of these is the titles sound interesting, the abstract sounds interesting, and the full body of the work is not available for good, bad, or otherwise. And sometimes I've done an interlibrary loan on some of the stuff. A lot of the public libraries will do that. They will get you requested information, even if, up to and including a lot of these scholarly journals. It may take them a while, but they'll look, and a lot of they have good, a lot of the libraries are on good terms with each other. All right. So a lot of the libraries, in this case, I got it online. There's a lot of, these scholarly services provide you with these kind of papers with the full text. They're PDFs that are available to the public. If you, just join, you put your email in, it's very simple. I've mentioned that at least in one other video before. I mentioned this now for those of you following along. I put the link in it, and you yourself can go. This wasn't something that I'm part of an educational service per se. I just am, ruled by Mercury in Scorpio, and somehow we magically are able to, adduce the information from just, I don't know, thin air or whatever. The resonances, whatever. All right, I'm back on track. All right, so like I said, I'm going to read the abstract, and then there's something in the text that I found really interesting. All right, so because what I'll do is I'll just scroll down, and actually what I will do is I'll scroll down and play music, and you can read it slowly. All right, so it says we compared the number of m greater than 2, this is the greater than 2, magnitude 2 earthquakes in an area, including the island of Crete, Greece, to the number of admissions to the psychiatric inpatient unit of the University of Crete, IPC/UOC, during the period 2008 to 2010. We found that when earthquakes with magnitude equal to or greater than 6.4 occurred in the region examined, the number of monthly admissions to the acute care unit of the IPU/UOC, the number with 2 deltas, it looks like, reached lowest values, whereas this number increased when the monthly number NE of small m less than 3 earthquakes increased. Okay. We also found a positive correlation between the total number of monthly admissions and A and NE, parentheses, you get R equals 0.6.1 to P equals /P equals 0.001. Excuse me. When a daily resolution analysis was performed for the month with the highest value of NE, sub E, we found that an abrupt increase in the number of small earthquakes was followed by an increase in the number of admissions, and the admissions to the loony bin after approximately 2 days. During that month, from a total of 71 patients, 31 out of 10 people were diagnosed with schizophrenia bipolar disorder. We hypothesized that seismicity activity might be a significant contributing factor influencing the frequency admission of psychotic disorders increase in the period 2008 to 2010, and that the beneficial adverse effects are related to the anomalous electric field, extra low frequency, ultra low frequency emissions. Okay. Have you followed that? Are you with me? Are you digging this? Are we good in this? I'm going to take a break so I can wrap my head around this for a second. Okay. You do this. All right, I'm back. My stopwatch is rolling. All right. So, we're gonna take a break. I'm at the 15-minute mark here. I've been through the abstract. If you gotta go somewhere, now's a good time to shut off. We can pause it. I know a lot of people will come back to this later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of play some music. I love doing this. I got, there's a new Aaron mix. He gave the brand new, on the 24th. As you can see, I have it up here. That's what he calls it, the depression mix. He's, talking about as we all are, being locked up and the COVID and the pandemonium. It's a thing. So he's, it's a hard time, especially him. I posted a video of him out dancing like a mofo. He and I dance together, and this is just off kind of topic here. Like I said, if you got to go somewhere, go. I'm going to finish on with the lesson later. Maybe I'll break this up into two videos. Anyway, so. The thing about, Aaron is he needs a flat space to rollerblade, and you saw you have the downtown roller rink, but sometimes he can't, he's not allowed to go down there. They've been people, the cops and the whatever have been real crappy about people being out and enjoying themselves. So, in order to pick himself up, he made a mix, and he tells me he's like, I love this mix. And he's like, any mix that I'm like really digging is like, it just makes me happy. And so, all right, okay, like I will listen to it. This is so while I'm scrolling down slowly to the part that's important, I'm going to play some Aaron mix, the depression mix, because this is exactly what we're talking about here. That, these guys have a study of the waves of the low intensity waves causing mental mischief for people that really needs to be addressed, I think. All right. So, on that cheery note, all right. All right, so this was not necessarily the part I was wanting to read, but I am, oh, sorry. This was not necessarily the part that I wanted to read. This was actually a little before this, but I thought this was actually kind of fascinating. So it was talking about the electromagnetic effect on the neural network. This is of your head. All right, so it says, although, as far as we know, the possible association of seismic activity related to EMF changes with mental health, including psychotic disorders, has not previously been examined. Significant research has been done during the last century on the EM, electromagnetic function of the neural network itself, and on, in parentheses, both the physical and human-caused EM interactions with the central nervous system, CNS, affecting human mental functions and behavior. Kholodov in 1966 presented significant results from effects on EMF changes on rabbits, pigeons, and fish brains, and noted that, quote, man encounters EMF not only in industry or in the doctor's office, but also as an ecological factor to a certain degree. From the neurophysiological point of view, a substantial body of evidence suggests that the epiphysis, or pineal gland, is very sensitive to any alteration in the EMFs. This is from Braud and Dennis in 1989. Wilson et al. In 1990, and Lerchl, sorry for mispronouncing this guy's name, et al. 1991, and K. 1994. All right. Because of its connection with the hypothalamus, the epiphysis may induce changes to the hormonal homeostasis, resulting in marked modifications in emotion and behavior. In addition, the pineal gland produces the hormone melatonin and an endogenous hallucinogenic 6-MeO-THBC that presumably may provoke a psychoconductive state of consciousness. This is from Roney and McDougall in 1989 and 1990. In the spectrum of its neurochemical activity, the pineal gland may release neuromodulators such as beta-carbolines, which are Mills monoamino oxidase inhibitors, MAOI, that prevent the breakdown of catecholamines, okay, or however you pronounce it, a body of neurotransmitters including serotonin and dopamine, which, acting in the neural synapses in the temporal lobe and other cortical and limbic areas of the brain, may lead to hallucination. This is Strassman, 1990. The possible role of melatonin, let's scoot up a little, melatonin in the physical or mental reactions to geomagnetic storms, this is Birch et al., 2008, supports the hypothesis that temporal variation in the geomagnetic field, GMF, may act as a synchronizer for circadian rhythms. The that's a good one, suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus. Oh, good golly. Sorry about that. which is the site that controls circadian rhythms, is sensitive to diurnal changes of the melatonin levels and the light-dependent retinal molecular system mediated by the cryptochrome, as according to Thoss and Bart, sorry about that, 2007, sorry. It is hypothesized that the cryptochrome system mediates stress responses across the hypothalamic pituitary axis in response to geomagnetic phenomena with obvious effects on human emotions, behavior, cognition, mental activity, and psychological condition. All right, so definitely in the description, what I'm going to do is this part here. I'm going to, from here, 2.2, there to down here where we're talking about this. Where was I? Where I just was. Strassman. Went through that. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how much more. This, like I said, there's 33 pages of this. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of read this down to the bottom. All right. All right. Thanks for bearing with me. 26 minutes here. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I read close call in 2012. There we go. Okay. All right. So over the past 3 decades, EMFs have long been used for diagnostic and therapeutic purposes. A great advancement has been made in the diagnosis of CNS, central nervous system, disorders by using EM methods, such as electroencephalography, that is a mouthful, EEG, functional magnetic resonance imaging, that's fMRI, and microencephalography, Papenikolau, okay, sorry, 1998, George and Bellmaker, 2000. Yeah, and there's other, resonance, there's dye tracing they do. They shoot you up with iodine or make you drink it, and, they trace it on a big magnet. These are kind of, these big magnets, CAT scan, MRI, X-rays, all of this, all the doohickeys that the radio waves they pound at you. Okay. All right, Bellmaker in 2000. All right. So both researchers and clinicians have used transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, for the diagnosis, characterization, and treatment of several neurological and psychological disorders. Oh, that's a mouthful. Leomis, 2012, Leomis et al., 2012. However, despite the wide use of TMS and the research of cognition, the mechanisms of neural excitation by TMS is largely unknown. Pashut et al., 2011. All right. One of the first biological effects of EQs is the anomalous animal earthquakes, is the anomalous animal behavior before strong earthquakes within the EQ preparation area. This is Rikitaki 76, Mogi 85, Bolt 83, Poldinets and Boyarchuk 04, Freund and Stoli in 13, okay, Bullets and Boychuk 2014, 4, sorry, noted that, quote, it is of interest how related these effects are to the physical mechanism of the ionospheric precursors formulation, especially to the values and spatial distribution of the anomalous electric field on the ground surface. The area of the ground surface corresponding to the EQ preparation is determined by the formula of Dobrovolsky et al. 1979. P equals 0 to the 0.43 m. All right. I have no idea what that is really saying. All right. Okay. Where P, there we go, where P is the radius of the surface of the EQ preparation zone, and M is the magnitude of the earthquake. Okay, we are talking about mental health study. All right. Tautane and Bauerband, 98, suggested that geochemical precursors and the anomalous electric field occupy an area of the same size. Whatever. 79. Dobrovolsky, 79. The electric field magnitude. Sorry, I can't butcher these guys' names. I don't mean to, but I do. The electric field magnitude, which may cause the electric field magnitude, which may cause the anomalous behavior of animals before the EQ was studied by Ikea et al. In 96 in experiments with albino rats, Mongolian gerbils, sand rats, foot-haired Jungarian hamsters, guinea pigs, and red sparrows. Wow, that's a menagerie. An interesting result of the study by Ikea et al. 96 is the characteristic value of 1,000 volts per meter, for which the electric field was found to induce panic in the animals used in the experiment. Well, isn't that lovely? Finally, it is interesting to note that the neural network radiates and receives signals continuously in the ELF band, and in particular at frequencies less than 100 hertz. That is the frequency range in which the preparation seismic zone seems to radiate for long periods of time. The mechanisms of the EMF effects of the functions of the CNS, central nervous system, are currently unknown. The aim of the present study is to investigate the effects of seismicity on mental health, expressed by the number of admissions in the psychiatric, I'm sorry, my eyes are playing tricks on me, psychiatric inpatient unit. Blah. By studying the correlation of several well-defined measurable variables. Hallelujah, we're at the end. I'm not even going to go close to touching methodology and data sets, but they're giving you this nice graphic there. Isn't that nice? That's lovely. Okay, there's a graph there. There's a chart there. Psychiatric chart, University of Crete, yeah. Oh, and there's a nice picture there. More words. There's a line graph, another line graph, another line graph, bunch of dots there. There's some more charts. Page 11. I'm not even going to go close to go. I'm at 33 minutes here. I've hit my limit. All right, so onward and upward. All right, so you've been assailed by this here article on seismicity related to mental health in Crete from the years 2008 to 2010. Good golly, yeah. So, all right. So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments, the love, the support. I don't know. My head's kind of feels like mashed potatoes right now after going through all that, reading that. Thank you all for your, like I said, thank you all for your love and support. Share this. Make sure you like it, thumbs up. Please leave comments, feedback. Share this far and wide. Everyone just have a wonderful day. I appreciate you being here, and y'all are blessed. The universe knows you, loves you, and cares about you. And I very much appreciate you being here, and you get my love from my heart to you. Thank you very much, and have a great and wonderful rest of your night.